Explosion. Well, when I worked over at Lincoln Training Center, these people were crazy. They got out of Metropolitan State Hospital in California there, Norwalk. And I met, they did various jobs for people, the patients did. I put a washer and a nut on a screw, stuff like that, just, things like that. And then the stuff for the Coca-Cola company, like the box things, and then stuff in the box place, and just stuff that, like Coors Light, or Coors Beer, or whatever. And they had, stuff to, like, Coca-Cola, they made stuff, and they made, stuff that the average person would be bored with. But they give it to these patients so they could, work and make money. Because, like, that way when they were getting out of, like, a mental institution. So I was there to help them out, And in the course of that, a girl came over from a place. Pause the interview here. I gotta blow my nose. Okay, well, I worked in a place, Lincoln Training Center in South El Monte, California. It was in LA, So I had to go by from the beach where I lived. I lived at the beach in Fountain Valley, Huntington Beach area. And the job was way over down the 605 freeway to South El Monte. And this real pretty girl, she kept coming over. She worked from. The kids did, the patients did something for the company, and so she came to get it, whatever it was. It was something about the keys. They whittled something out of metal or whatever. George Redlands, he was the patient that did that. He was kind of violent, actually. Anyway, so I met her, and she was a real beautiful girl. Blonde-haired girl. And I was a blonde, too. And, I asked her if she wanted to go out. She said she did, and I said, listen, it was my birthday on Friday the 13th in 76, and I said I'd see her on Saturday night, and that was the 14th. So I went down to get her, and she had a child, actually. I didn't know about it, but she did, and that was cool. I didn't mind. But it got kind of late because I was partying with some friends of mine at over in Huntington Beach, a bar across the beach, right nearby the sand and the ocean, Surf City. I drank some beer there, got a little buzzed, but not drunk or nothing like that. Well, maybe a little bit drunk, kind of drunk. And so I went over there, and she said she could go. I go, well, you know what? So I drove all the way to South El Monte to get her, which is a long-ass drive. I didn't really realize it, but it was. And the drive they got today, this being 2020, man, oh man, what a bunch of crap. But I mean, in those days, there wasn't anything in this drive down there, whatever. So I says, well, I'll tell you what. I'm just going to drive on home. I'll take you out tomorrow. And I'll see you then. And she says, okay. Because it's kind of late. And I didn't really feel like going out at that time when I saw her at her house. Because her child was still awake and everything. And I kind of wanted to split. So I got some Mexican beer at a liquor store. There was Mexicans that lived out there. I like the Mexican people. They're really cool. And I got some Mexican beer and started drinking some on the way back home. I saw somebody's car. It was a Ford Falcon or some kind of nonsense. And the back lights, every time she'd go over those speed bump thingies, the things would like go on and off. I go, wow, this person's drunk. Because I think they were drunk. Anyway, I was getting right to South Street, where Dr. Wong, he's a Chinese doctor, one of the best doctors in the world. He also worked at Fairview State Hospital, where I worked. Also, I worked there. In Costa Mesa. It's still there. We only have a few patients left. But, so I knew him there, and I went right by South Street, and all of a sudden, this lady had to go, I'm going to get past her. So I went on the left-hand side, because I'm going south on the 405 freeway, right underneath the bridge, you know. So all of a sudden, her car hits my car. I take out 27 fence posts. In those days, they just had like fence posts with like a rail, bunch of wire. Cost me $1,700. But they called it a solo accident, but it wasn't. Somebody called and they hung up. I think it was her because they said it was a girl's voice. Not the one that I was going to go out with, but somebody else. I go, yeah, there's an accident on the 405 freeway, or the 605 freeway, right by Cerritos, South Street. Wow, man, and there was. So, and at the same time, and this is really weird, about 10 minutes later, there was another accident. Going the opposite way. They were going towards where I was coming from, which was South Omani, and the Downey area and shit. You know, somebody else was going there, and they had a van, and they got into an accident, and they actually died. You know what I mean? But the paper said that I died, and I didn't. I was alive. The other guy was dead. But the paper said he was alive and I was dead. So I had all kinds of people that knew me bringing flowers to my mom and dad. God bless them. My mom and dad, you know, they're not alive anymore. Matter of fact, I don't have any more family. Except you, Joshua. And, yeah, man, I mean, wow. That was kind of freaky. The way things were. Yeah, man, I woke up in a hospital, but I knew it wasn't heaven. Because I could see, as I was at the USC Medical Center. And I go, wow, holy shit, the first thing I thought was, I saw all my relatives, like, lined up. And I was telling my mom, wow, man, Mom, please don't be mad at me. Because a lady ran me off the road, or somebody in a Ford Falcon. And, you know, I was telling her all about it, because they wanted to get mad at me. I hated it when my mom got mad. And then I was going in and out of consciousness. But then when I came to, well, I had a perforated stomach, they said. So I wasn't supposed to have water, but I asked for water, and they gave it to me. whatever. So to this day, I have to have Pepto-Bismol every now and again. Helps coat my stomach. But anyway, yeah, they gave me all kinds of medications. They gave me morphine and beer, actually, after a while at the mental institution. Or not the mental institution. Because I already hadn't worked in there. I was in the hospital. I was at USC Medical Center as a patient. I looked up way high, man. You couldn't even reach that high. And I saw some graffiti. Like Mexican graffiti. Like FX13 gang. And I go, shit, I know this isn't heaven. And I don't know if it's hell or what, but man, how in the hell did they get that graffiti way up yonder on the ceiling? Who in the hell did that? That was pretty wild, pretty funny too, actually. So, they're just keeping me on morphine the whole time. And they eventually put me at ICU, or UCI, in Orange, California, University of California, Irvine. I don't know why they call it that, because it's in Orange. The city of Orange, in Orange County. And there, they transferred me there, and I was on a lot of drugs. And they gave me a lot of food that was forced food down my throat. And they says, now, we got two things for you. Now's the time. You got fire and burns. I had 20% of my body burned. This part right here. And then, right along here. And it came just right below my belly. It was right here. And it stopped. I still have my jeans and my boots on. But my shirts were gone. Well, the fire started. How did the fire start? Okay, that's a good question. How did it start? When she ran me into that, I forgot to say I filled up my tank, which usually would make it less likely to blow up. But this time, the thing ripped off my gas. When I hit those railings, when she hit me, and I hit those, there were these like chain link fences and guardrails, metal guardrails, and a spark from that, with the gas splashing like that. That's how it blew up. So like the van was just like smashed. It was like a '69 Chevy van. Beautiful van. Loved it. Big, huge picture window. And God says, man, this is my boy. Got registered. Because I love the Lord. I totally love the Lord. And I study Him every day. And, yeah, man, I shouldn't have drank and drive, but I did. So, I guess the Lord really saved me. And, I do tell people right now, I should say, yeah, don't drink and drive like I did. Although I was loosened. The Lord, all I can say is, no, man, I would have been dead if it wasn't for the Lord. The Lord wanted me to be alive because He knew I'd love Him. And I study the Lord. I say the word of the Lord, chapter by chapter, verse by verse. And it was hell. I still got to take medications to this day. And a lot of people don't understand that. Because I broke like a lot of bones in my body. My head cracked open a few times. And yeah, I broke every bone in my body except my neck. Because I can walk around and stuff still and fight. And it's pretty ridiculous. I was in there for a year. And I had to learn how to see again, walk again, and I had to lift weights, and just learn how to do everything all over again. And when I got out, my dad and I went to the Frolic, this bar around the corner from us in Fountain Valley, to get some beer. And these assholes, these dickheads, were there. And he's got the big hairy chest. I was playing just pool by myself, just shooting the ball around, and I ordered a pitcher of beer. And my dad was saying, beer tastes good, don't it, boys? Yeah, you know. They're down at the end of the bar. And then these two characters with two chicks come walking in, right? And there I am, right there. And I go, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. So I got out of their way. And this guy with the big hairy chest, and his hair was all coming out of his chest and shit. He goes, hey, are you cool or uncool? And I go, no, I'm cool. He goes, I said, are you cool or uncool? That time, I got freaky. So I just started punching the shit out of this guy. And I was doing great. But all of a sudden my dad was, you know, I saw him and he goes, hey, that's my son. He just got out of the hospital with third-degree burns. And he had to learn how to walk and stuff. But I was drinking beer and, you know, I always knew how to fight. Because I had a lot of fights before that time. You know, I was 23 years old. Anyway, I just turned 24. And, I was fighting him, and all of a sudden my dad comes in, and boom, and I heard a crack. This guy's like his jaw goes whoa, you know, like this back, and yeah, man. The next day, I went in there for a beer. That was part of my medication. I had to drink beer, and they gave me Valiums and stuff, and. Because beer puts more weight on you. And I smoked herb too, which gave me an appetite. That was actually good for me. And yeah, so my dad actually broke this son of a bitch's jaw. Next day I see him at the bar, and this chick to my left says, hey, you were the guy in here last night. You were hooking it with that guy down at the end of the bar. I go, I was? She goes, yeah. And he's sipping his beer with a straw. I says, I'll be damned. Really? So I walked down there, had to piss. So I did. So I walked down there. I mean, you know, I wanted to establish myself. I'm not afraid of anybody. When God gives you the second chance to live, you have to thank Him every single day for the things that He's done for me. I have to thank Him every day. So I try to learn God's Word every single day and be a better person to people, to women. I want to be a very good person because I love people, actually, and I don't care what people look like, good, bad, and ugly. If they're bad, you know, I'll try to give them leverage, you know, but I don't care what women look like. I've been out with all kinds of women. I'm just a person who is a Christian, but I don't act better than anybody else. I'm sure I've still got sin. I'm not really a great person, but I work. I believe in work. I've always worked since I was 17 years old. So, yeah, man. I got a lot of medications I got to take, and I'm here in Oregon now. In Blue River. Is it still going, Joshua? I know you don't want to talk for some reason. I don't know why. You got a good voice. But yeah, Blue River, Oregon is different than what I'm used to. You know, I'm used to, you know, LA, Hollywood. I'm a musician. I play music. I still am a musician. And God's given me a lot of gifts. And I gotta find a doctor that's gonna suit me. And that's why you took your mom to find me a doctor in Oregon. The first one didn't like me. She sent me a registered letter not to come back. I had to learn how to walk and talk and see again. When I went in the bathroom at the bar, nothing. I just washed my hands and took a rag. You know, when you wash your hands, you take paper towel and shit and wipe your hands. After you piss, you wipe your hands. And you wash them, throw it away. Then I grab another one because I don't want to touch it. You know, I don't want no kind of germs. Even back then, I didn't like germs. So yeah, I'm still alive and I'm doing good. And I thank God every day. So, I'm just trying to find a doctor here and hope to God that this Dr. Ahoy, is the doctor that I need for my medications that I need. Because there's quite a few. Alright, Josh, you asked me where the story ends. Here's the way it ended. They had to peel skin off my legs, right here, okay? And patch me up. Okay, and then put a Job's vest on me. But I'm part Indian. Half Indian, as a matter of fact. Cherokee and Chippewa. So, yeah, you know, they patched me up with my skin, my own skin, and it took. My mom says, forget the Job's vest, put aloe vera gel, which is a cactus. Because my mom was like she knew about Indian medications, you know, like aloe vera gel. And then Dr. Frank Jobe, who is very well known in the baseball field, says, oh my God, you know, your skin's turned out really good. And I says, yeah, you know, my mom gave me aloe vera gel. And he goes, really? You didn't use my vest? And I says, not that much. Because she says that the cactus plant, the aloe vera gel, will heal me. And it did. And that's what happened. They peeled off skin right here and right here. But thank God I can still have kids if I want, you know, and testosterone is cool. You know, everything's going really good. And the explosion was really bad, and I'm sorry the other guy died. But that wasn't my fault. He had his own crash. I don't know if he was drunk. I don't know what happened with him. But they finally got it turned around and says that I was alive and he was dead. But a lot of people think that I'm still dead. Because they read it in the paper. I think it was in the Long Beach Press Telegram or something like that. It was weird. But yeah, they knew that I was a musician because they mentioned that. And yeah, man. I'm really very grateful to the Lord that I'm alive, and then I feel as good as I do. So that's about it, Josh. And I just want to tell all the people, God bless you. I love you. Get into the Word of the Lord and read it chapter by chapter, verse by verse. And, you know, some of the words are not written correctly, but the best Bible is the King James, not the New International Version. The NIV Bible is horrible. You know, in the book of Isaiah, in the 43rd chapter, I believe it is, it says, oh, Lucifer, you know, and they took that out. the Lucifer, the morning star. And in the New King James Version, they didn't say Lucifer. They took it out, so a person could say that it could be Christ, and it wasn't. So yeah, the New International Version is not a good one at all. You should read the King James Version, the original, and have a Strong's Concordance, which is a dictionary. But yeah, I definitely think that God's real, I'm real, and I'm very happy that the Lord allowed me to live this long, and still going strong. And I hope that it continues, definitely. So, until the next time that we say goodnight, next time I have another video interview with you guys, I'll play some songs or teach you the word of the Lord. Do you have any other questions, Joshua? Okay. What do you want me to say? Okay. Yeah, I can't think of any more to say, really, except God bless you, and I hope to God that I can get another doctor as cool as the ones that were in California. I'll tell you, man, they're hard to find. They really are. So like giving out Valiums, man, to them is like hardcore. Goodbye.